Hello, welcome. These are lessons. I think you caught me talking to myself again. I remember the last time we were together, I indicated to you that we're all sort of having dialogue with ourselves. That's a true thing. This is A Course in Miracles, and you're with me now at this time and place, demonstrating your newfound ability to reassociate with yourself, or who you think you are, within the station of situation in which you find yourself in regard to that body. We were going to take a look today at lesson 160. That is going to say you're already at home. Okay, let's review just for a second what we're talking about here. I want you to see with me that the offering of this course, based on our momentary association with each other, is to show you that you're actually not here at all. If you can accept it in a fundamental sense from me, that all of the continuity of time is going on at this time, it's going to be much simpler for you to understand the fundamental teaching that there is no world. Okay, what this lesson 160 is going to say is it's going to say you are at home, and that fear is a stranger where you are, and that you are identifying with the stranger that appears to be in your midst. The stranger that is representing the reflection of your own continuity of thought form. Say to me, myself. Can you say that to me? Myself. Do you see it? That self that you brought with you when you came into this situation of self-identity is actually a stranger to you. And it's why you're trying to figure out who you are. Would you try this with me just for a minute? We're together now, and you're watching me, and just for a moment, you let me watch you. And what we're going to share through this Course in Miracles is a moment of communication where we recognize that where we thought we were strangers to each other, we actually know each other very well. Can you look at me? I know you very well, all right? We all come from the same source. We are all a single reality of mind that never changes, that's eternal in what we do. Now, I'm looking at you as a form of self that has sought and found an identity of associations within that body form that you actually believe are you. Let's try it. Say to me, I'm myself. Yeah, you're yourself. Who is there to question you? Say to me, the whole world questions me. Yes, you've identified yourself as yourself, but not being sure who you are, the whole world begins to question you because the whole world will represent your strangership with yourself, if there is such a word as strangership. Can you see that? You look around yourself within your conceptual modality and try to identify who you are. You're successful at it based on your necessity to hold on to the conflict that represents your identity. So you brought your identity with you right here and now, didn't you? Are you watching this video somewhere? Maybe it's on television. Maybe you just happened to dial onto it. Maybe somebody handed you a video and said, I think you better watch this. However it happened, whenever it happened, this is the time of this occurrence. Lesson 158, which we may go back and review just for a moment, says, this is the time and place where you decided to let your true self be who you are, rather than attempting to represent yourself as a stranger to the whole universe. Because that's certainly what you would be, unless you are willing at this time and place to let me show you who you really are. The offering of this Course in Miracles is an exchange of love, which comes from God and represents the entirety of the single self that we are. The lessons that we have been doing are sure indications that contained within you at this time and place is the power to make a decision about who you want to be. There's no mystery connected with this. You know perfectly well that in that self-identity, you expose to the world a power that you identify as yourself based on choices that you have made in regard to what you want to be. Look, I'm offering you a solution to your need to identify yourself that will show you in just a moment that this is the time and place where the entirety of you was suddenly exposed. And that's a little fearful. Was that just a little fearful to you there for a minute? You suddenly went, uh-oh. Okay. It was a release of the defense mechanisms that you employ in order to keep from seeing yourself in your entirety. Why? You're afraid. You're afraid to see yourself in your entirety. As you look at me now, does it occur to you that somewhere you have withdrawn in your own self-identity into a defense of that identity that is now being attacked or judged by the world, the forms of light that seem to be around you in their determination to force you into a continuing place and time where you don't belong? Now, you're watching this video. I am telling you that up until this moment, you did not belong in the space and time that you were in. I'm offering you, this is 158, and we might read just a little bit of it again. I'm offering you a solution based on my certainty that contained in your memory, along with mine, is a single memory of us coming into this little dark form, okay? We seem to be trapped in time and unable to escape it because just for a moment in our memory patterns, we didn't have the solution. We call that amnesia, don't we? We call that I don't know who I am or where I'm going or where I've been. And suddenly the time and place has come for you to begin to remember that. So we've been doing the lessons, the 150s. The workbook of A Course in Miracles is divided into daily lessons that you perform that bring about continuing changes in your self-identity. Say to me, they have nothing to do with the world. Say that. The change that I'm requesting you to make, contained within your own self, has absolutely nothing to do with the world. What you're afraid of is a belief that you lack the power to change your mind about yourself, okay? Because it's hard for you to see that if you change your mind about yourself, it's impossible that the world will not change. Okay, listen to me. We'll go back just for a moment and read to you the first paragraph of lesson 152. It's going to say the power of decision is my own. Listen. No one can suffer loss unless it be his own decision. No one suffers pain except his choice elects this state for him. No one can grieve, nor fear, nor think him sick, unless these are the outcomes that he wants. And no one dies without his own consent. Nothing occurs but represents your wish, and nothing is omitted that you choose. Here is your world, complete in all details. Here is its whole reality for you, and it is only here that salvation is.